Hello, this is Blur, and I'm here to talk to you about the 10.2 Havoc DH optimal M plus builds. The first thing I want to get into is just that the talent tree is completely changed. As you can see, we have so many extra nodes at the bottom. Everything's been flipped around. I'll talk about I'll highlight some of the things that are important that changed. Um, we ended up getting deflecting dance, which gives us a absorb shield when we blade dance initially at the start of it, which is huge because one of the biggest issues for demon hunters in the last season was that when you reached a high enough level of a key, you were just so squishy that you would either A, die, or B, have to lose lots of DPS to stay alive in the key to the point where, like, your healer wouldn't have to be stressed about you nonstop. So in higher keys, a lot of demon hunters had to switch from crit mastery to crit verse, which is the DPS loss, and some of them switched to spore cloak also, which is another DPS loss. But these were just things you had to do to be in a higher key. So with deflecting dance and having nether walk back and having the buff to darkness, all those things just help a demon hunter in a key so much more. With Netherwalk, it's just great to have for bursting. It's great to have if you want to do a mechanic alone, like if there's something you can soak in an M plus fight, or if there's something that like you can do to just negate the damage of something if you don't have anything up, like a dot or a bleed. Like the fact that you could say the second boss in Aldum, you can Netherwalk that bleed. And if you don't have a paladin or somebody who can cleanse that bleed off of you in a high key tyrannical, your character's just dead. So the fact that you have Netherwalk is just amazing. You also have your single target stun back, that's baseline Fell Eruption. So Demon Hunter's kit pretty much comes with a buffed darkness. You have a single target stun now. You have your AoE stun still. You have an end cap. And then you have Sigil of Misery back because you no longer need to use Sigil of Misery as a DPS ability, and it's back to just being a utility. It's just for the team now. So I think the fact that we got all those added to us makes us so much stronger as like just a character now. Um, the main things with these M plus builds for damage will be that you'll either be going Fell Barrage, Essence Break, or Glaive Tempest. These are pretty much like the three choices that you can make. Everything else will stay the same pretty much with every build. You'll have Inertia, you'll have UBC, you'll have Initiative, you'll have all the dot stuff. It's just these three choices. I think in most fort keys, especially where you run with a group that you know, Bell Barrage is probably going to be your best ability to use. Uh, it hits five targets. Well, it hits unlimited targets, but after five targets, the damage becomes reduced. But it just still doesn't even matter. Even with the nerf and the reduced damage, it's just so strong in a big pull. I think in any high fortify key, you'll be running Fell Barrage. Also, there's just some packs in some dungeons that need to get deleted on a week. And having Fell Barrage up and things like that are just some of the best abilities to just kill a pack, like a big trash pull that you need to get out of the way. And then there's Essence Break, which I think you'll run Essence Break on every Tyrannical week. You sacrifice a little bit of AoE damage, but you get a lot more prio damage running Essence Break. Like the fact that your single target stuff is amplified with it and things like that, it just makes it, I think, the go-to for Tyrannical weeks. And then there's Glaive Tempest, which I think you could kind of say it's in the middle. Like Glaive Tempest is definitely better single target than Fell Barrage, but it's not as good AoE. But it's up way more often, and it is definitely better in AoE than Essence Break. So if it's like something you want to run in the middle, it's like a dungeon that's trash pulls aren't too huge, but the bosses don't matter that much, things like that, then like I think Glaive Tempest would probably be a good choice. I also think that there's a build that has somehow has Essence Break and Fell Barrage. or no, I mean Essence Break and Glaive Tempest. I'm not sure. I don't know what you sacrifice to get that, but I just can't imagine that it's good. But since Fel Barrage is like the newest tuned like talent that DHs are using again because it's been useless for a long time, I will probably show you the opener for the Fel Barrage build, which is this, and I'll explain the rotation to you after I do it. If I try to explain it while doing it, I just don't think it would work out well. So I'll just do the rotation and then tell you what happened afterwards. And it's like this.
Not ready yet.
But okay, the way this pretty much works is that you want to have your inertia up while you're doing Fel Barrage, because when you proc inertia, the damage you do is increased by 18%. So the way inertia works is when you immolate, when you use immolation aura, when you Fel Rush through, you get 4 seconds of inertia. And then if you get your immolation aura up again and you do it again, you get another 4 seconds, and they stack. So the way you want to do it is you want to immolation aura through, immolation aura again and run through again, and then you have 8 seconds of inertia, and then you want to vengeful retreat, and while you vengeful retreat, you want to press your Fel Barrage, and then you want to Fel Blade back in to generate Fury, and then instantly drop your Sigil. And then you should still be in inertia, so you want to use the Hunt. The Hunt does a lot more damage now since it's been buffed, and the Dot does a lot more damage also, so you want to make sure that you get the Hunt into your inertia window. And then after that, you can just literally I-beam and Blade Dance, and you should still have enough Fury to finish the full Fel Barrage cast, and you're doing damage while you're doing it. I think one of the big mistakes a lot of people are doing right now is that they're just Fel Barraging like this, and then just standing there and letting it go. And they're just scared to like press buttons because they don't want to cancel their Fel Barrage cast. Like they want it to finish the whole way. And you can definitely do that and do a full rotation. So try and do that, and it'll definitely give you a lot bigger damage than an opener for sure. But that's pretty much it. I could show you the essence break build and Glaive Tempest, but I have to wait 1 minute to switch this, and like I don't really want to, because the builds are like their builds are exactly the same as they were in this season. Like you would just do the opener the same way. You would just like immolation aura, Bell Rush, you would I beam, then you would essence break, then you would blade dance, then you would hunt, and like that would just be your opener. So it's not too different. And the Glaive Tempest would be the same thing, except you would drop Glaive Tempest before you I beam. That's about it. I'm gonna make a more in-depth M plus video before the patch comes out, and I'll be releasing a raid talent build video with like the optimal openers for the raid, because I'm sure some people are wondering like what's changed in the raid and what hasn't. So look out for those. And yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you if you watched this far. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't learn something, I'm sorry. Maybe you'll learn something in the next video. Subscribe if you liked, and I'll see you later.